to a special on-location edition of, what's this show called again? Geekgirls Review. I really did have to think for a second. I am your reviewer for the day, Jessica Nova. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at @thejessicanova. You can see me and my website at mygeekglory.com and follow us on Instagram at mygeekglory. And you can also follow me and my cat's adventures on Instagram at Jessica Nova's Cats. So let's get started. What are we going to review today? We're going to review the movie M3gan, which, spoiler alert, I loved. So your review is going to be a lot of fun. Well, you know what? Let's just get into it. So I don't want to go too much into the plot in case you haven't seen it, because it's pretty new, but I want to talk about the things that I really liked. So first of all, I don't like AI. I have an issue with AI art, AI voices. I really don't like AI voice modulator things when they're too real, especially because my partner decided to make one sound like me, which is the antithesis of things. I hate that shit. It actually will make me flip out. I don't like, listen to that on-location car. I don't like, I don't like it. It's, what's that word? Uncanny Valley. Not a fan. However, I loved M3gan, and I'll tell you why. Because even though she's an AI doll, basically, like, that keeps upgrading, it's the same reason I like Terminator, is that it's just silly enough, you know, and it's a movie, so I can disconnect a little bit. And the fact that I had seen so many drag performers do the M3gan dance and do a M3gan look, that it was just, you know, it was fun to me. When she does that, like, you know, dance part of the movie, more cars, it was almost too goofy, and I sat there thinking, I've seen drag artists do this more interesting. So spoiler alert, if you go see drag, then you'll probably see a performer doing that, and then if you see the movie, you'll go, I've seen that. I've seen it better. I think what really connected me to the movie, though, is the main actress. So the little girl suffers a tragedy. I won't tell you what it is. And it's not just that M3gan is her friend. It's that M3gan truly helps her start to process this trauma. Now, part of the issue in the grand scope of things is grief is it's an emotion you must process. It's not something you can kind of be distracted through, and that's kind of the theme for at least that's through line of the movie. And there are things that M3gan does in response to protecting her friend, the little girl, that, well, you know, it's kind of a horror movie. I wouldn't necessarily classify it. It's like some weird sci-fi horror commentary, and parts of it that are more of the horror movie-esque I enjoy. However, and I am gonna spoil this, because as I started to see what was happening, I immediately went to the website, Does the Dog Die? Because that will tell you if an animal dies in a movie, which I need to know, because I will either not watch that part or I won't watch that movie. I don't care if it's an evil animal. This was a dog that was misbehaving and definitely was a bad dog. Well, a dog that had not been trained properly, so he was doing bad things because he thought he could. And spoiler alert, the dog dies. It's not graphic, it's more implied, but you hear a dog whimper. It's not actually the dog whimpering, it's M3gan, and it's a trap. But I didn't like that part. It was squeegee, and it made me upset. So it's implied and then confirmed. So now you know. But aside from that, the dedication that this, you know, friend has as a protector is, there's a level where you can connect and go, I wish I'd have had a friend, not that was hurting animals. Like, we're not all looking for psychotic sociopaths as our friend, but a friend that would listen to everything. Because let's face it, when you're a little kid, nobody wants to listen to you rattle on and on and on. You know, your parents don't want to remind you the same thing 1,000 times. But M3gan being this M3gan being this entity that has no limitation on that, that doesn't really get annoyed until a little later. There's that too human, I've learned too much, I can't help but be this. And because being a computer, you see the problem solving better than we do, which is usually violent. But we all, as children, kind of wish we'd have had a best friend that we were their whole world. And that part's kind of charming, at least to me. I wished I'd have had a crazy doll as a friend. I mean, I always wanted like a ghost friend that was there to protect me, right? Don't you? So I love that. There's also just there's enough, oh, what's the word? Hold on, you're gonna see me think. There's enough catharsis in the movie where you're like, that person deserved it. I love that. I love that for you, and I love that that happened. Now, is it a proper response? No, but it's a fucking movie. So there's enough of that with the exception of the dog, you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. And there are a couple parts where you go, that seemed unnecessary, but it is near the end of the movie. It's near the climax, so what are you gonna do except have unnecessary violence by a killer doll? And it was different enough than like Chucky and some of the other killer doll type themes. It expanded beyond that. You know, there's no curse, there's no magic. It was just AI, and because it's approached from a toy company perspective, you know, which, yeah, okay, that's in Chucky, but it's different. The way that the hopes that they have for M3gan as a toy, it makes sense why she is the way she is, why she can process the way she is, why she is as protective. Literally, she's given the directive of, this is your primary user. And so, of course, when you protect your primary user from anything that could cause them pain, anything that could, oh, I have a little splinter, anything that could cause them pain, anything that could cause them stress, and especially because M3gan has the ability to like read emotions, distress. You know, there's a whole little readout when she's looking at a person. I think it even has like malicious intent on there. So she really can map out a situation and react. And I mean, isn't that kind of what you want to do? You want to suss out all the facts before you react. So that's pretty cool. I also love the look. I love her entire outfit because she looks like Veruca Salt to me from Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder version. And I thought that that was so exquisite. And one, being able to tell she's a doll, even though most people think she's a girl. But I thought that that was really interesting to have her have this, have this look. And then on top of the look, it being so reminiscent of Veruca. She's a rude bitch. So when she says rude things, I think it adds to the dialogue, it adds to the atmosphere. She has an uncanny AI quality that I felt was not too much, but also wasn't too unrealistic. Like, I felt when you look at her, you never forget it's this doll, it's this AI. She's unreal enough while also being real enough that everything tracks. I liked your main characters, Gemma, who is M3gan's creator, and the aunt, I can't think of the main character's name, Katie? Something like that. That's her aunt. She has custody after tragedy, and I thought her entire reasoning made sense. One, why she's working on this project. Two, why she implements this project, and how she gets from A to B made sense. And they give her, while it's a drummed up, like, no college students building like this kind of robot, and if they are, you rock and you terrify me, but it still made sense. It still made sense in the storyline. It actually furthers the story. There was enough wrap up within it that I thought it was it existed fully in the world. It didn't leave any loose ends, and you know, the violence didn't seem as gratuitous. There's only really one scene that I remember going, yikes. And it wasn't the dog, because like I said, you don't see it. But remember, the dog dies. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was super fun. I hope you go see it and let me know what you think. Remember, this is Geekgirls Review, and I am Jessica Nova. You can follow me on Instagram. Remember this, write it down, at the Jessica Nova. Maybe my editor will put it on here for you. I don't know. And you can go to my website where you can see all of me and the awesome things I create at mygeekglory.com. Also on Instagram at mygeekglory. And if you love cats, follow my kitty cat Instagram. It's at Jessica Nova's Cats. Stay tuned for the next review. Bye.